My name is Niyi Ogunmoye. Welcome to the second episode of Cleave to Who. I really want to appreciate those who watched the first episode, those who liked the video, shared the video, those who subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Now, if you're watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. This will give you an opportunity to see future videos and also the past ones. Thank you. Are you planning the wedding? This video podcast is for you. Are you imagining getting married? This video podcast is for you. Are you a young person, a youth, fantasizing about marriage? This video podcast is for you. Do you have children or child who you think should start to prepare for marriage and you're secretly already interceding on their behalf in your secret place? This video podcast is for you. Are you a youth pastor? Are you a youth worker? Even a pastor of a church? You could use materials in this video to build up a skills of work to support your young ones in church. 1,000 to be ready for marriage. 1,000 of what? Before I let the cat out of the bag, I believe that for you to be ready for marriage, you must be matured in 4 areas of a man's life. Quite a lot, but I'm just talking about 4. Physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. I will be using a man called Adam as my main character and point of reference in this episode. I also want you to assess yourself if you're planning for marriage and check if you're really ready. Physical maturity is always in line with biological development. Now, the determinant of physical maturity is if anyone had reached the age of sexual maturity, which usually happens at the age of 10 to 14 for boys and 12 to 16 for girls. Let's choose the peak, 16, right? Now, I believe that's why a 16 years old could get married in some countries with parental consent. Now, for Adam was created as a man, not a boy. So he's ready, right? Financial maturity can be reached for men at the age of 31, says Metro Lifestyle 2019. According to the article, you are financially matured when you earn money and make sure your income is much more than your expenditure. Furthermore, your savings are well invested for future profit.
That's going to be hard.
Yeah, I know. It's hard, right? Yeah, okay, let me make it simple. Now, for you to be financially matured, you have to have a job that gives you a steady income, which will help you to sort out your needs and maybe a little bit of your wants, some holidays. And you're not relying on mommy and daddy for your finances. Anyone who is doing that is not ready for marriage. I mean, daddy and mommy living in daddy and mommy's house, daddy and mommy feeding you, borrowing money from daddy and mommy all the time. No. You're not ready financially. Now, Adam was matured financially because everything that he would need was given to him in the Garden of Eden. Secondly, a blessing of fruitfulness was already placed on him when he was created by God. Emotional maturity is not dependent on how old you are, but how much experience you have. It also depends on how much constraint you have had and how you have been able to overcome these issues successfully. Now, being matured emotionally means you have to be very resourceful and independent. One who cannot take care of his or her basic hygiene needs and nutrition is not time to be emotionally matured. One who is overtly dependent on others and blame every other person for their mistake is emotionally immature. One who is selfish and self-centered is not ready for marriage. For Adam to be emotionally matured, God had to expose him to challenges. God told him to walk and take care of the Garden of Eden. There was a problem. He was not given any tool to take care and walk the garden. Even Pharaoh, who enslaved the children of Israel, gave them straws to be able to make their bricks. Yet, God told Adam to walk a garden without a tool. That would have been a great challenge to Adam. And since the Bible did not note any tool was given, Adam would have used the only tool at his disposal, his hands. Now, the Bible did not know that Adam complained or was sad, was depressed when God brought animals to him for them to be named. Adam did it. Adam faced those challenges and Adam succeeded in those challenges. It's not that easy to give something a new name. Ask mommy and daddy what it took them to give you a name. Google the scientific names of animals. Very hard, isn't it? Adam has to face all this for him to develop emotional intelligence, which he will need for him to be ready for marriage. Finally, the last one, spiritual maturity, which I believe is the bedrock of all the three states. Now, to me, being matured spiritually signifies you have a connection, a bond, or relationship with a supreme being. Now, spiritual maturity is never determined by age, but how much knowledge you have learned and put to practice. Now, in this present world, that is very, very challenging, and we are limited, and we can control just a few things around us. We will need a higher being who has the power to control all things. Now, Adam was a good friend of God because God comes down in the cool of the evening to commune with him. God comes to visit Adam without an invitation. A good friend will understand spoken and unspoken word. Adam named the animals when God brought the animals to him without God asking him to.
Really?
Yeah, God didn't ask him
Are
to.
you sure?
Now the Bible said God brought the animal to Adam to look at what he will call them. And there was no mention of God saying, Adam, do you want to name those animals? No. Adam could have expressed how beautiful or how elegant the animals are without even naming them when God brought the animals to him. You will then agree with me that Adam was a good friend of God. You will then agree with me that Adam was emotionally ready, was spiritually ready, was physically ready, was financially ready. Now, coming back to my topic that I stated earlier, you need to have 1,000 to be ready for marriage. 1,000 of what? Now, let me ask you, how many plants do you think we have in the Garden of Eden? Okay, let's make reference to the plants we have in the world. Now, according to the report by the Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew in United Kingdom, we have 390,000 plants in the world. Now, I Googled it. When I was making this video, presently you have 1.2 million animal species already discovered. Probably when you're watching this video, another one could have been discovered. Adam walked and took care of more than 1,000 plants and also gave names to more than millions of animals. And Adam had passion for the calling upon his life. He was dedicated to his passion and was overly responsible and willing to go the extra mile to solve problems. Do you have a calling upon your life? Because marriage is a calling. Are you responsible when it comes to solving problems? Because marriage, you have to be good at solving problems. Are you someone that gives sacrificially to a fault? Since in marriage, giving is like a mass production. If your answer is yes, then you have more than 1,000 to give, which means you're ready for marriage. Go ahead. If your answer is not yet, then you have a long way to go in getting ready for marriage. Now, the purpose of this edition is for you to have a checklist and have a vision towards preparing for your marriage. Quite a lot to spend preparing for a one-day event instead of a whole life experience, which is marriage. Now, I believe this checklist will guide any single young people and parents who have children planning to get married and will help in making sure that they are ready for that long journey. Now, the part B of this edition, I will be talking about what a woman having more than 1,000 looks like to be ready for marriage. Now, I'm so sure the men will think that's not for me. No, it's for you, right? You can measure that woman that comes to you or that you really like or you're interested in. Parents can use this to support their daughters and their prospective daughters-in-laws. So please look forward to the upcoming episode of Cleave to Who. Ladies, it's your turn. Thank you. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please share the video. like it. Thank you.